Go get me some knowledge. If you're going to be a coach for the Raiders, a scout for the Raiders, or even be a part of the Raiders, you got to love football. You got to know what the hell you're doing.
Isn't that also how you would gain respect from your team? The most basic thing a coach should have is knowledge of the game.
No doubt. And not just offensive knowledge, get to know the defense, know what the defensive coordinator is doing. What blitz are we calling? Who's got the C gap? Who's got the quarterback? Who's got contain? What's the call on that punt protection if they overload us on the weak side? What happened on that kickoff return? The rules, personnel. Who's the third corner of the Chargers? How are we attacking them? I mean, it was awesome. And it broadened your perspective on everything. There aren't any guys, I don't know, today like Al Davis.
How is there a difference between how you coach Hall of Famers and the way you would coach, say, a John Ritchie, who was a fullback for you years ago?
Yeah, there's a big difference. I think that's just common sense. You got to earn players' respect, number one. Secondly, yes, you have to know what makes them tick. And certain guys have earned a certain level of respect. And you got to hold your horses a little bit when you're talking to Jerry Rice about running a route. Get to know their perspective, get a feel for how they saw it, because they can help you get better based on their experiences.
Let's say when a player comes in and says, I'm not playing enough, why are you holding me back?
Being honest, though, is the best, I think, message that any coach can have in that situation. Let them know how you see it. Maybe you're not practicing well. Maybe we see the other guy that's in front of you is better. But be encouraging. Hey, keep working, pick it up a little bit, and I'll try to mix you in there. But you can't please everybody in this business. Everybody wants the ball. I've had guys scream about getting the ball more. Some guys, they, like you said, they want to start. They want to be in the game more. But bottom line is you got to do what you think is best for the team. Not always are you going to make all these players happy. I learned that from Bobby Knight when I was at basketball camp as a kid. My dad coached at Indiana, and I was in the 9th grade, and he called all the campers. All of us came up, about 600 kids. And the first thing Bobby Knight said is, how many of you guys play basketball? We all raised our hand. He said, how many of you guys don't like your coach? Most of us raised our hand. He goes, what makes you think your coach likes you? So that's part of this coach-player entanglement of emotions and all that stuff. There's going to be times where there's friction, and you got to try to continue to rely on your relationship and honesty, and just know you're not going to bat 1,000. You're going to make some mistakes.
After the Raiders, you end up in Tampa. And I always thought that, and that's where I first met you, I think, because when I took a free agent trip to Tampa the year before you guys won the Super Bowl, I think it was your first year, you had just gotten there. And you inherit a team that is filled with future Hall of Famers, especially on defense, lots of personality, lots of opinions. What was your approach in that situation? Tony Dungy leaves you this team, he leaves and goes someplace else, and you're kind of tasked with winning over this team that I think was pretty loyal to Tony Dungy. How did you convince this team that they should trust you?
Well, I was very respectful of what they had done in Tampa. At the same time, we kept Monty Kiffin and the defensive staff. All the Hall of Famers are on defense. And I let everybody know at the very beginning, and I just talked to Derek Brooks and Rondé the other night, we had a great defense, but we didn't have a great team in Tampa. We didn't have a great offense at all. We had a long way to go. I challenged the defense. If you're so great, how about scoring some touchdowns to help the offense? And it ticked those guys off. And I said, score 9 touchdowns, intercept the pass and run it back for a touchdown, sack the quarterback, pick up the ball and run it in for a touchdown. And as soon as Dwight Smith intercepted Gannon in the Super Bowl for the last time, Sapp grabbed me and he said, you wanted 9 touchdowns? That's 9 touchdowns. Go get me some knowledge.